Welcome to Truth in Transition, where we uncover the stories behind the headlines and expose the agendas behind the courtroom. Today, we confront a trial that insults the very soul of Bangladesh's liberation, the political prosecution of Sheikh Hasina. We are exposing one of the most disgraceful spectacles in modern political history, a trial not built on justice but on fiction, a courtroom drama written by puppet masters, and at the center of this farce, Sheikh Hasina. At first glance, it looks like a legal process, but scratch the surface and what you'll find is nothing short of a carefully staged act of political revenge, aimed at rewriting history, absolving war criminals, and undoing the victory of 1971, a court built for justice, now turned into a tool for revenge. Bangladesh's International Crimes Tribunal, ICT, was originally established to deliver long-awaited justice for the atrocities committed during the 1971 Liberation War, when millions of Bangladeshis were killed, raped, or displaced by the Pakistan military and their local collaborators, especially members of Jamaat-e-Islami. Sheikh Hasina, as Prime Minister, revived this tribunal in 2009 to bring those war criminals to justice. But today, in a cruel twist of history, Hasina herself stands trial in the very court she helped revive, accused of inciting violence during the 2024 student protests. This is not justice, this is revenge. Revenge for the trials of Jamaat leaders, and revenge for the defeat of West Pakistan in 1971. Section 1. The so-called trial. Let's be clear, this is not a trial. This is a scripted political assassination, dressed up in the robes of international justice. The accusations against Sheikh Hasina, Bangladesh's longest-serving and most development-focused prime minister, are outrageous, unsupported, and deeply sinister in their intent. Advocate Tajul Islam, the chief prosecutor, has gone on record claiming that Sheikh Hasina ordered the destruction of Bangladesh Television, BTV, and metro rail stations during last year's uprising. That is a blatant lie. There is no evidence, no recording, no chain of command, not even a single eyewitness who can confirm such an order. Chief Prosecutor with a dark past, Tajul Islam. Now let's talk about the man leading this trial, Chief Prosecutor Muhammad Tajul Islam. Here's what the public deserves to know. Tajul Islam was previously the defense lawyer for the convicted war criminals, including leaders of Jamaat-e-Islami who were found guilty of genocide and crimes against humanity. Yes, the same Jamaat that actively opposed the independence of Bangladesh in 1971. Tajul is not just legally conflicted, he is politically compromised. He has long-standing ties to Jamaat-e-Islami and is currently associated with the Amar Bangladesh Party, widely viewed as a Jamaat proxy. His political ideology is aligned with the very forces Sheikh Hasina once brought to justice. This is a clear conflict of interest. His presence as chief prosecutor turns this tribunal into a courtroom of retribution, not rule of law. False charges, fabricated narratives. Among the charges brought against Sheikh Hasina is the destruction of national infrastructure, including the Bangladesh Television building and the newly built metro rail stations. But this narrative collapses under scrutiny. In October 2024, a student leader named Hasib, who helped coordinate the protests, confessed publicly that these attacks were pre-planned by protest organizers, not ordered by Hasina. They were intended to create chaos and push the uprising forward. Yet Chief Prosecutor Tajul Islam continues to falsely accuse Hasina of directing these actions, despite no evidence, no order, and a direct confession from those actually responsible. Please watch this video clip. Now think about that. A student leader admits planning the destruction, and yet the trial pins it on the Prime Minister. This is not prosecution. This is persecution. Murder charges without proof. Multiple murder charges have also been brought against Sheikh Hasina, linking her to deaths during the unrest. But again, there is no direct evidence. In fact, independent investigations suggest that most of these killings were carried out by unknown third parties, not by government forces or on Hasina's orders. The narrative being pushed is politically convenient but factually bankrupt. A puppet court under a puppet government. Let's not forget the broader context. Since the military-backed interim government came to power, the Awami League has been banned, while Jamaat-e-Islami has had its political registration restored. This government, backed by Nobel laureate Muhammad Yunus, is doing what the Pakistan military couldn't finish in 1971, politically eliminating Sheikh Hasina and her party, the Awami League. This trial is part of that operation. It is an ideological revenge dressed up in legal robes. Let's look at this way. So why Sheikh Hasina? Because she did something unforgivable. She refused to bow to foreign pressure. She protected Bangladesh's sovereignty. She rejected U.S. military bases. She resisted backdoor trade deals. She said no to being another puppet regime in the region. That made her a problem for the West, for the deep state, for the dollar-fed lobby that thrives on chaos in developing nations. Just like Saddam Hussein in Iraq, just like Muammar Gaddafi in Libya. And now, just like them, Sheikh Hasina is being targeted, not because of what she did, but because of what she represents. A courtroom of lies. Let's look at this trial again. No credible evidence, no independent investigation. Chief prosecutor pushing false narratives. Confessions from actual perpetrators ignored. And a media campaign trying to manipulate public opinion globally. If this is justice, then words have lost all meaning. If this is law, then every democratic leader in the global south should be afraid, because you could be next. The people are waking up. The world is watching. The Bangladeshi people are not blind. Even those who once opposed Sheikh Hasina, those who marched in the streets, shouted slogans, joined the so-called revolution, many are now coming forward, admitting they were misled, manipulated. The truth is rising through the cracks, and it is clear this trial is a farce. The accusations are fiction. And Sheikh Hasina is not a criminal. She's a threat to the empire that fears independent nations. Closing statement. The trial of Sheikh Hasina is not just a miscarriage of justice. It is an attempt to rewrite Bangladesh's history, to absolve war criminals, and to undo the spirit of our liberation. The man prosecuting her once defended those who fought against our independence. The court trying her was built to protect our freedom, not punish those who defended it. And the government allowing this is standing on the wrong side of history. This isn't just about Hasina, it's about who we are as a nation. Stay informed, stay brave, and never forget the truth. This is Truth in Transition.